Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So, it's been a year since Sony released the PlayStation Portal, a device that promised to revolutionize remote play for PS5 owners. From launch day to today, the Portal has had its fair share of praise and critiques. So, after a year of firmware updates, user adjustments, and ongoing debates, is it living up to the expectations? Let's break it down. 1 year in, the Portal's design still feels modern and well crafted. With its 8-inch screen, 1080p resolution at 60Hz, and integrated DualSense features, it's great for streaming PS5 games. That crisp display and the immersive haptic feedback hold up really well. However, it wasn't without its quirks. As some people noticed, there's a subtle mismatch between the PS5's remote output and the Portal's 60Hz refresh rate, a discovery that users eventually found workarounds for, though Sony has yet to address it officially. Physically, the device incorporates DualSense controller features like the adaptive triggers and haptics, preserving that PS5 game feel. At 529 grams, the frame can be quite cumbersome, particularly during extended play sessions. Kids and gamers with smaller hands or those sensitive to weight might find it less comfortable over time. Connectivity was one of the Portal's biggest initial drawbacks. I remember I had constant connection drops and there was stuttering even when I was connected to the same Wi-Fi network as my PS5, which is why I made this video, to help people who had the same issues that I was having. Playing while connected to a different network was a myth, especially without port forwarding. And thanks to step-by-step guides from creators within the Portal community, a solution was found. But frankly, you shouldn't need a networking degree to be able to play Ratchet & Clank outside your house. Another issue that was getting in the way of Portal's Play Anywhere dream was the lack of a browser. Most public Wi-Fi networks, whether it's coffee shops, hotels, airports, need browser authentication. Without a browser on the device, you were stuck unless you could find a workaround. I was lucky that my Samsung has Wi-Fi sharing, so I could connect my phone to the public network and then connect my Portal to my phone. Luckily, it's not all bleak. Sony has addressed several firmware updates that have addressed some of the issues players have been facing, in particular the poor stability and letting users complete the public Wi-Fi authentication on their phone by scanning a QR code. From my personal experience, these updates have been major improvements to the point where I can comfortably play a game of FIFA on my Portal in the office Wi-Fi, whilst my PS5 is at home on the Wi-Fi without having to dig into network settings. In terms of gaming, the Portal remains a direct extension of the PS5, streaming titles already owned. This keeps the experience exclusive but limits the device's scope. I was hoping that they would add a direct integration with the cloud streaming in PS Plus, formerly PS Now, letting the Portal kind of stand on its own. For those expecting a self-contained unit, this still remains a disappointment. The Portal's advertised battery life of 7 to 9 hours falls closer to 5 to 6 in the real world, especially when factoring in games that have heavy use of haptics and the adaptive triggers. The USB fast charging helps, but frequent recharges have become the norm. I know the 5 to 6 hours that we get is far from the 7 to 9 we were promised, but I'm fine with it. I don't think I've ever played my Portal for that long in one sitting. It's the device I go to when I have like 20 minutes to an hour to kill and I just want to jump on something quickly. So I think in that respect, it serves its purpose well. The audio remains decent, with the 3D sound enhancing the experience when using compatible headphones. The built-in top-mounted speakers are very underwhelming and have that issue where they fire away from you when they're being used. I think this makes headphones necessary for any sort of immersive gameplay. One aspect of the PlayStation Portal that I'm not a fan of is the lack of Bluetooth support. Instead, Sony introduced PlayStation Link, their proprietary wireless audio system. Currently, only the Pulse Elite and the Pulse Explore earbuds are compatible, which is annoying because I can and do use Sony earbuds for pretty much everything else, but I can't use them on my Portal. Plus, I don't want to shell out the £169 for some Pulse Explore earbuds just to play wirelessly. Priced at £199, the PlayStation Portal positions itself as a luxury add-on for PS5 owners. While firmware updates have improved aspects of connectivity and the user experience, the price feels steep. Comparing it to more adaptable handhelds like the Steam Deck or the ROG Ally doesn't feel like a fair assessment. I guess the closest competitor would be something like your phone and a Backbone One controller, or the G Cloud from Logitech, a streaming device that can link to your Xbox Cloud or GeForce Now. It retails for about £329 or $256, which I think helps put into perspective what you're getting with the Portal. If you already have a PS5 and you value seamless streaming, it's still a worthwhile purchase, but adding the PS5's price tag can make the Portal hard to justify for newcomers. Looking back at the PlayStation Portal's launch, it's clear that it's had its fair share of teething problems. Connection drops, stuttering issues, and the limited compatibility that frustrated early adopters. But credit where it's due. Through firmware updates, Sony has addressed many stability and public Wi-Fi limitations, making the Portal a far better device today than it was a year ago. Yet some choices continue to baffle me. The absence of Bluetooth, for example, feels outdated and unnecessarily restrictive. The Portal's journey shows both progress and untapped potential. It's encouraging to see improvements, and with continued updates, it could become a mainstay for PS5 owners. But to truly capture the hearts of its users, it needs to justify its price. Sony needs to make broader compatibility and more open features a priority. Here's hoping they continue down this path and evolving the Portal into a more inclusive, comprehensive device. So, what are your thoughts on the PlayStation Portal after a year? What updates and features would you like to see Sony bring to the device? Let me know down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, why not leave a like? And if you want to see more, why not hit that subscribe button? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
You know, life is like trick or treat, and that's all.